getting everything sorted, i.e. applying for disabled students allowance, normal student finance, and arranging support for when I started, was a long and at times difficult process. You should definitely sort out as much as possible, as soon as possible. For example, the needs assessment, where part of the DSA application process, where you visit an assessor who determines which DSA funded support you can get, should be booked for about 4 months before your course is due to start. In terms of the academic side of things, my time in the sixth form helped, with the mix of lessons, homework and free periods you get in the sixth form. I had to adjust to a new way of working compared with what I had to do before then. With the social side of things, I wasn't sure how this would turn out, so I asked my mum, dad, brother and sister, all of whom had previously been at university, about this. They told me about questions that people often ask each other, so questions like what course you are doing, where are you from, and which have proved to be good icebreakers. In the August before I started, the accommodation staff very kindly let me and my mum stay in the same accommodation block as I would go on to live in. This familiarised me with the layout of my room and the accommodation village it's in. During our stay, we walked from the accommodation village to campus, and we spoke to one of the maths department's welfare tutors. All of these helped me to get to know about certain aspects of life at university and made the transition easier. When I arrived in advance of Freshers' Week, I was allowed to do so on the Friday, when most people came on the Saturday or the Sunday. This allowed me to settle in before the big rush of new arrivals came. Then, on that weekend, I had a lengthy conversation with a student mentor who explained yet more things to me, such as how to get internet and stuff, and gave me his contact details. Since then, he's helped me with several problems that have come up, such as how to operate the laundrette near my accommodation block. It was very exciting meeting so many new people in my flat, in neighbouring flats, on my course and in student societies. I joined the Ballroom Dancing Society, the Computer and Video Games Society and the Conservation Volunteers. I found that I got on well with my flatmates, with whom I enjoyed socialising. When they were going out clubbing, but I didn't want to go, I compromised by just joining in with the drinking beforehand. In terms of the general routine of university life, it took me a few weeks to get settled and to learn how all the important things, such as the laundrette, work, but after that it was fine. I several times needed help from my student mentor and my specialist Asperger's mentor, but as previously mentioned, they have been very helpful to me. All in all, it was a resounding success. I made lots of friends and did lots of things I hadn't done before. In fact, Freshers' Week was one of the best weeks of my entire life. On my course, I enjoy learning about various mathematical concepts, as I find these fascinating. I don't always like it when I have to meet with my tutor and the other students in my tutor group, because that usually means going through the work as a group, which isn't how I like to work. I also find it difficult when my fellow tutees raise issues that I don't consider to be issues, but that I respect that other people have different concerns from mine, and that helps me get through those situations. Sometimes during lectures, the lecturer speaks too quickly for my liking, but through the DSA I have someone else taking notes for me, and I also have a special pen and notebook that can record what's being said in the lecture, so these take the pressure off me, and it means that I can get a record of the lecture material. You should definitely disclose any disabilities you have to the university, for example by stating so on your UCAS application form. This way, once you have received your offers and decided where to go, the necessary support can be put in place before the start of your course. It will go a long way towards making your time at university a success. Another important piece of advice: get some practice at the independent living side of things. This includes things like cooking and preparing your own meals, doing your own laundry and getting used to the new routine. But most important of all, have a good time and make new friends.